My dad will turn 84 this year. When he was born, you could walk into a Federal Reserve Bank or the Treasury and redeem your paper money for gold. It actually said you could on every piece of U.S. paper currency. You can't do that today, which explains why my dad is so grumpy. But actually, I mentioned my father to make it personal. The move away from the gold standard did happen in the lifetime of some folks who are still around. Is that such a big deal? Well, it is a big deal when the government unilaterally changes all economic and financial transactions from having a basis in something to a basis in nothing. Now, please stay with me. I promise not to get abstract. I will use one not so common word, which is fiat. It sort of means what happened when God said, "Let there be light." Out of nothing comes something. But in the story of our currency, what we have is fiat money, as in the Treasury and Federal Reserve put ink on paper and say, "Let there be value." The problem is you can't create value from fiat. Here's some context. The Federal Reserve Bank was created in 1913. The idea was to keep the financial system from hurting itself. Did it get less pain? Well, less than 20 years later, hurting itself only begins to describe the pain of the 1929 crash and Great Depression. The Depression is why President Franklin Roosevelt and Congress moved away from the gold standard in 1934. Was fiat money a real solution? Mind you, the government didn't make this huge change all at once. In truth, it took about 35 years. When things move slowly, fewer people notice. The real question is, are we better off with fiat money? Bob Prechter just published a full-blown reply to this question. He dedicated his entire March issue of the Elliott Wave Theorist to answering it. Please know that Bob doesn't write dry, boring history because he's not dry and boring. He does connect the dots to today's banking system and economy. Read the entire issue for yourself with a 2-week free trial subscription via the link below. I'm Robert Folsom.